Hello, it is Thursday, October 5th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Thursday crossword today, which means we most likely will have some sort of intricate or involved theme. Maybe even more so than yesterday? We'll have to find out. I don't know. And this potentially intricate and involved edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by David Innes, Josh Lucas, Alex, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do keep the series going. Very grateful for their support. And if you'd like to help out as well, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as, of course, the official mug for benefactors. Thank you again to everybody who's a patron. And thanks if you've subscribed to the channel on YouTube. That's a big help. Consider doing so if you're enjoying these videos. And finally, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which you can join via the description field links as well. That's a nice, friendly chat community over there. And now let's get on to the puzzle. This is the 6th crossword constructed for the New York Times by Daniel Bodley. So second day of 6 in a row. Maybe we'll have another string of those, just like we had a string of debuts. And it was edited, of course, as always, by Will Shortz. It's a Thursday puzzle. It will have a theme. Let's find out what it is, and let's start solving. Big success. A hit, presumably. So, oh, right. Okay, we already see an asterisk, which usually signifies a theme clue. So surfaces for some high rollers. Could be tables, gaming tables in a casino, for instance, maybe. But it might also not be. That would be the sort of obvious idiomatic read, but it could be referring to, I don't know, a high-altitude airport or something. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. If you imagine an aircraft taxiing along, rolling along. But 1988 Winter Olympian Midori. Ito, I think, maybe? I'm not sure about that. Pilgrimage to the Kaaba, the Hajj. Let's see if that gives me anything with these. So without real scrutiny. Something happened without real scrutiny. It was... I can't think. I don't know. Anarchical? That doesn't really seem... That seems too strong. Open positions vis-a-vis potential applicants. Job... search or job... Let's see if this gives me anything. So if this were Ito, and here we have surfaces for high roll, it does look like table something, doesn't it? I would have expected table afterwards, but this does look reasonable. Table stakes, table top, I don't know. Without real scrutiny at, this is job something, oodles of Lotsa. So oodles is a very informal word. So we're similarly going to use informal language in the answer to match the tone of the clue. And in this case, we're taking lots of and contracting it to lotsa. Could be lotta, I suppose. Maybe I'll just leave that blank for now. Oops. Because I don't actually know which. They're regulated by the FDA. Well, with this O here, that's very helpful because it looks like GMOs, genetically modified organisms regulated by the Food and Drug Agency or Administration. Without real scrutiny is... I don't know why I can't see what this is. It'll seem so obvious when I get it, I'm sure. High court figure at times. Oh, that's funny. We had high rollers. They both sound like game-related things. This sounds like a casino game. This sounds like it could be referring to tennis in a punny way, although obviously the first thing you think of when you think of a high court would be a high court judge, that sort of thing. But I'm not sure which this is. Canadian-born crooner Paul Anka is a singer. May well be the answer. Finish as a cake, to ice a cake, to add the icing, to finish it off. High court figure, rail? High court, sort of railing or high around a court, I don't know. Without real... Oh, at a glance. Right. Oh, okay. Interesting. I was not thinking about this properly whatsoever. I was thinking of maybe a regulation or a law passed without real scrutiny or something. But no, it just means you saw some figures on a piece of paper. You glanced. Saw them at a glance without really scrutinizing it. So that's what's going on there. Okay. Dawdler's response. Oh, the job market are the open positions vis-a-vis potential applicants. So, in other words, from the perspective of the potential applicants, the open positions in total comprise the job market. Dawdler's response, later, I suppose. I'll do it later. If you're dawdling, you're late. High court figure at times. Resisted the urge to alter. Resisted the urge to alter. Let up? I'm not sure. Quick access rows of icons. So we still haven't filled in any of these yet. Quick access rows of icons. Some sort of start menu, or I wonder if it'll be something like tart menu and we're missing the S for some reason. Does that? Oh, because this could be stable something. So start menu minus the S, and this would be missing the S as well. Surfaces for some high rollers would be stable high roller. What is a high roller in this context? I don't know. I can't think, but I bet that's what's going on. I bet we're removing an S from the beginning of these clues, because tart menu and start menu just sounds like this punny kind of thing you'd get in a New York Times crossword. But let's keep looking around. Unnerve without, to creep out, to weird out, to creep, maybe the most likely. See, maybe it is weird, because to see something could be to espy it, to catch a glance of it. To pine for, maybe not. Maybe it's neither of the things that I thought. Pine for. Yen, but I think of that more as a noun than a verb. To pine for, to ache, to pine, to yen, to, it could be that, but I don't think it is. To, I don't know, I can't think. All right. Shout, to cry, maybe, could be. The eagle has landed, I think, was what was said, touching down on the moon. And then unnerve without. Where there is too much singing per Debussy. I don't know. I mean, with an A at the end there, it sort of looks like opera, doesn't it? That would be Claude Debussy, the composer. Shout. Okay, so shout could be cry. Pine for, maybe it is yen for. No. That doesn't look good. Unnerve. Maybe I still have something wrong. See. I don't know. I feel as though I'm missing lots of gettable things here. Hamilton collection. Is Hamilton on the $5 bill? No. What? Oh, $10 bill. I was thinking maybe that's what that was referring to, but no, I think Hamilton in quotes means we're referring to the musical. But what is it? Hamilton collection. Just not on fire today, am I? Lead into buy or buy. Oh, best. So Best Buy, spelled B-Y, is referring to presumably a sort of Best Buy date on perishable food products. And then Best Buy with a capital B-U-Y is referring to the kind of electronics retailer Best Buy. So resisted the urge to alter. Oh, what about this? This is high court figure at times. Oh. Maybe this isn't tart menu, because I'm thinking now a high court figure could be bail. In other words, a high figure, a high amount of money set by a court. So what is this? BART menu. I mean, it feels like it should still be menu, because quick access rows of icons, it reminds me of start menu on a Windows computer. And so I kind of want it to rhyme with that, especially because that would fit here. Fresh start. I don't know. Maybe I just have something completely wrong. Dawdler's response. Fresh start or reset. Right. Okay. It isn't menu. BART. Quick access rows of icons. Bar, tab. Sorry, I'm really not figuring this out. Resisted the urge to alter. Let be. Oh, I get. Let it be. I didn't alter it. Okay, that was straightforward. Emmy winner John. F1 neighbor. Okay, well, not F1, not Formula One racing, but rather the escape key on a keyboard, which is next to the F1, the first function key. Okay, cook your own dishes in some Asian restaurants. Hot pot, maybe? How am I eyepiece. Corona, just literally a part of the eye. Part of the mouth. Part of the mouth. Wonder if it maybe is sort of cleverly referring to a mouth of a river. I'm not sure. Oh, right. Prevails eventually, or a hint to entering the answers to the 6 starred clues in this puzzle. So we've stumbled upon, the revealer of this theme. So prevails eventually. Something in the end. How a sailor achieves a good work-life balance? Question mark. Good work-life balance. In or on something, presumably. Maybe not, because paranormal aptitude in brief would be ESP, extrasensory perception. And then here we have an illegal deal in the music industry. Illegal deal in the music industry. Oh, payola. Right, this was something that, this is sort of when a record label or, I don't know, promoter or somebody would pay a radio station DJ to play particular tracks. It's supposed to end at midnight, but then it doesn't. It's supposed to end at midnight, but then it doesn't. And then Capital founded at the end of the Viking Age. Oslo? That would make sense. Part of the mouth. Oh, the roof of one's mouth. So it's, okay, it wasn't misdirection. It was simply referring to a human mouth, or I guess any animal's mouth. It's supposed to end at midnight, but then it doesn't. Peat or petrol, those are both fuels. So there we go. How a sailor achieves a good work-life balance. I am just not making good progress on this puzzle, am I? Oh, maybe this isn't Corona. Because prevails eventually. Ends up on top? No. Ends up on top. Okay, so what's going on here? Ends up on top. There's something about letters being moved around or reversed or something in these, and I'm still not seeing it. That's so frustrating. I'm sorry. Okay, so what is supposed to end at midnight, but then it doesn't? A toddy? I don't know. You would drink that at night? Why would that be? Oh, cornea. Sorry, that's what I was probably looking for. Not. What did I say? Corona or something? That was wrong. Cornea is what I was looking for. How a sailor achieves a good work-life balance. Sea legs. Right, there we go. You have your sea legs, so despite the swaying of the ship, you're stable. Senior PGA Championship annual event, so that'll be a golf tournament. It's supposed to end at midnight, but then it doesn't. Today, I guess because what? It's just suddenly today again after midnight passes? I suppose that's true. So, all right, cook your own dishes in some Asian restaurants. This does want to be pot, doesn't it? And then maybe not, because this doesn't look very good. See. To see somebody would be, what did I have there before? A spy could be to spot somebody, to see them. Unnerve without. Oh, psych out. There we go. To psych someone out. All right, that would be, you could describe that as unnerving somebody, I suppose. Pine for, it is yen, after all that. Shout is a cry. This is all, most of these were my first thoughts. And too much singing is opera. Hamilton collection. Oh, Tony's, a collection of awards that it has won. Very good. So the Tony Awards, given to Broadway shows. So cook your own dishes. So pot spot, hot pot spot, hot. What is going on? Is this hot? Oh, it's pot shot. Oh, because it's dishes plural. Right. Okay. It's all we're doing is we're taking the end of the phrase and moving it up to the top to create the actual answer to the clue. This was not as difficult as I was making it. So we take pot shot, we move the end of it. The end goes up on top. So put it up there. We have hot pots, which are cook your own dishes in some Asian restaurants. Okay. Oh, okay. Fine. I really, really made that unnecessarily complicated. So quick access rows. So this will be an S then, because we have something taskbars and bars. No, maybe not. I assume these still have to end up being valid words or phrases. Quick access rows of icons, toolbars, bar stool. There we go. That's an actual phrase. Okay, Roma tomato is a kind of tomato, often used in sauces. Vintner Claude. So vintner. So we want someone wine related here. Oh, Moet, as in Moet and Chandon. That's probably the case. Claude Moet, I'm sure that's who that is. Accident follow-up. Accident, oops, simply follow up accident with oops. I should, before anyone corrects me on this, it is Moet, it's not Moe. I think because the name is of Germanic origin. Just want to cover myself there to avoid the comments. Emmy winner John Tesh, it was TV personality who I vaguely remember existing. Bureaucratic hassle. Oh, here's another one of these. Red tape, so tapered. There we go. It's easier when you actually know what the theme is, isn't it? One who takes. A leech. Move like or with the wind would be to soar? I don't know. I'm not sure. You have a point there. True. Cheese found in Notre Dame would be Edam cheese, which can be found literally spelled within the words Notre Dame. There we go. Edam. Scud. Okay, I have something wrong here, obviously. Move like or with the wind. Do I have something wrong? Is this just a word I don't know? It probably is. Yeah, that must be right, because these all seem... Yeah, I don't see any way any of these could be wrong, so I think that must be the answer. That's interesting. I'll have to look that one up. Dummies, something heads, hotheads, maybe? Headshot, hotheads. That could be it. Are these all S's that are sort of the hinge point here? We never looked at this. Right. So services for some high roller. So it'll be something tables. And once again, the S is the sort of fulcrum. And then it was as well with Barstool. Yeah, okay. So surfaces for some high road. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. It'll be something to do with gambling, I suspect. Fillmore in Cars, for one. So I assume Fillmore is one of the car characters. Oh, it's funny. I don't actually remember this specifically, but I'm wondering, is because Fillmore Street in San Francisco, I'm wondering if this is maybe like a hippie character because it's referencing San Francisco. So could it be a sort of van or a bus, a kind of hippie van or hippie bus? I wonder. Let's try it and see if that works. I lived just off Fillmore for many years in San Francisco. Not pay till the end, say. Run a tab. Split, I'm not sure. Move like a caterpillar to inch along the ground. There we go. Split is to bisect something, to split it in two. Grammy winner Sarah Bareilles is a singer. Oh, table scraps. So craps tables. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think of that as the game in question, but that is a perfect fit. Amazon domain. Oh, it's e-tail. It's one of my detested E words. E-tail for electronic retail. Stuff in a bun. You could put your hair in a bun in an updo. Clam diggers. Are those capri pants? I think that's what that is. Mark of wisdom, some say. Oh, and it's another one of these. We'll come back to it. Part of 50 across. TBS, Warner, oh, I never even looked at this clue, sorry. Warner Brothers Discovery Network, TBS. Right, okay. I think, yeah, Warner Brothers and Discovery merged recently, I guess. I think that's the case. So anyway, the part of 50 across would be part of TBS, and we can see here, obviously, it's the S, which stands for system. I think TBS is the Turner Broadcasting System. TV's Blank Blue, NYPD Blue. I've never seen it, but it's a fairly famous TV show, so there we go. Mark of wisdom, some say. I wonder if this one won't have an S as that sort of fulcrum point again. Something line. Lineage, age line. Right, so it doesn't. This one doesn't have an S. Okay. I thought that was maybe an intentional pattern, but I suppose it was just because it was easier to construct phrases that work that way. Costa Blanca, California, so I just happen to know this as, presume anyway, it's Costa Mesa, California. No particular reason one would know that. Cousins of agoutis are, this is an animal, cousin of agoutis, I'm not sure what this cousin is. Here we have bite-sized, mini, probably, miniature. Cosa Nostra, popularly, so mafia, and I don't actually think Cosa Nostra is any kind of official or sort of legitimate proper name for the mafia. I think it's more of just a kind of internal description that was sort of used kind of just to refer to it, but I don't think it was like an official organization name of any sort. Maybe that's why the clue says popularly. Savory additive for short, MSG, monosodium glutamate. With 63 down, period following the jazz age, the swing era musically. There we go. So kind of big bands and things like that. Speechless state, you could be in a state of awe, speechless. Half a sawbuck is, what is a sawbuck? Is that $10? So what is this? Fin? Is that a slang term for a $5 bill? I actually don't know these things. They're familiar to me in general as slang for money, but I don't remember which they correspond to. Arabian folklore figure would be a genie, so there we go. So a fin. What have we not yet seen? Not without a struggle. So this will be a particular kind of, I mean, obviously it reads like you know, something doesn't have a struggle, but of course not being spelled with a K means we're referring to a tied knot. So one that, I suppose one of those knots you can simply pull open without any resistance. I don't know what that's called, but I assume it ends in tie. Oops. Family planning option in brief. Starting with an I, it could be an IUD, an intrauterine device. Maybe contraceptive device. Let's see. What might elicit get a room in brief? Right, okay, this is correct, I suspect, because a PDA could be a public display of affections, which people might say, get a room. And then something that might be taken in a museum, an audio tour, perhaps. No, that doesn't work. Something, we'll come back to it. Flawless to a collector, mint condition. It's in brand new condition. Brings down the house would be, oh, I see, so demos, so demolishes, a demolition, a demo. Movement introduced by Tarana Burke in 2006. Oh, is this Me Too? Wow, 2006. That is it's almost 20 years ago. That's distressing. I guess that's what happens with time. It just keeps going. Sean of Stranger Things, Sean Astin, is in that, I guess. And aide de camp would be kind of trusted, sort of right hand kind of person. So the not without a struggle. Do I have something wrong here? I don't know. I might. Something that might be taken in a museum. It feels like I do, doesn't it? Something that might be taken in a museum. Maybe it is audio tour. Oh, is this wrong? Dummies. I guess dummies aren't hotheads. Those are, I was thinking at the time, that doesn't feel like an incredibly tight match, but I just kind of put it in because it worked and it made a phrase at the end of headshot, but I don't think it's right. And you probably didn't think it was right either, and I apologize. So dummies are something heads. I can't think who they are, but audio tour is presumably correct. Sweetheart's candy word. love, I think. So this are the little heart-shaped candies that are associated, I think, most frequently with Valentine's Day. And I think they spell love, L-U-V, in that kind of cutesy phonetic way. Reindeer in Frozen. I don't know. There was an Olaf character in Frozen that obviously isn't this. Sven looks like it would work and sounds sort of from the right, I don't know, sort of part of the world. Let's see. Cousins of Agoutis. I still don't see this. Why not? This has been a terrible solve for me. Dummies. Pinheads. Headspin. Okay, there we go. And then a slip-on. Oh, I see. And not with it. It's okay. It wasn't one of those knots that you can just sort of pull open. That's not what this was. It was a slip-on tie, in other words, or clip-on tie. Is this pacas? Are they related to alpacas? Anyway, clip-on tie. You don't need, a bow tie, for instance, is somewhat complicated to tie if you're not accustomed to it, as I'm not. I've only had to wear one a few times. And so, yes, it is complicated, and you could avoid that with a clip-on tie. So there we go. I don't really know why, but I found this quite a tricky solve. I don't know what exactly was going on with me in this solve, but I was constantly sort of overthinking some things and probably underthinking others. And sometimes that's just how it goes with the crossword. But it's a very clever theme, and that was certainly something I don't know if I was over or underthinking it, but I was definitely incorrectly thinking about it most of the time. And so anyway, let's look at our revealer. We had our ends up on top theme. So we have the ends of these phrases that must be moved to the top in order to create the proper answer to the clue. So table scraps becomes craps tables. Bar stool becomes toolbars. Let's see, I'll just do this in order here. Tapered becomes red tape. Headspin becomes pinheads. Lineage becomes, what does this one become? Age line, is that referring, I guess, to sort of wrinkles of age demonstrating sort of experience and therefore implicitly wisdom? I suppose that's what that one's getting at. Okay, and then what do we have? Oh, were there none in the acrosses? Right. Oh, but we didn't see this, did I? No, I missed this one at the beginning. So we had the pot shot becomes hot pots. And I think that takes care of all of them. So there we go. A very clever theme today. Gave me some trouble. Let me know how you fared with this one. I'm always curious to know. And I did glance at the comments. Well, I always read all the comments on the videos. On yesterday's puzzle, I didn't see any that needed addressing today. So that's that for today's video. I'll be back tomorrow for a Friday puzzle, no theme, so I won't have, at least this particular vector of difficulty won't trouble me tomorrow, but we'll see how I do with the rest of it. Join me for that, and until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.